This is the Music History Today podcast for November the 16th. On today's show, the Beatles released their catalog, record labels threaten colleges, and it's watermelon sugar time. First up, though, on this date in 1908, famed conductor Arturo Toscanini started conducting the New York City Metropolitan Opera. In 1959, Rodgers and Hammerstein's musical The Sound of Music started its Broadway run at the Lunt-Fontanne Theater. It starred Mary Martin as Maria and ran for 1,443 performances. In 1960, Patsy Cline recorded her classic song I Fall to Pieces at Bradley Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. After initially being reluctant to record it, the song became a huge hit and a country music standard. In 1974, ABBA began their tour of Europe in Brighton, England, after having previously only toured Sweden. In 1975, ABC Television aired the pilot episode for the Donny and Marie Osmond's TV variety show. The show was picked up as a series and aired its premiere episode on January 23, 1976, and ran until 1979. In 1987, Lenny Kravitz married actress Lisa Bonet. In 1996, the Beatles' Anthology 3 compilation album hit number 1 on the Billboard Albums chart, making the Beatles the first artists to have 3 number 1 albums in the same calendar year, right after their albums Anthology 1 and Anthology 2 both hit number 1 earlier in the year. In 1996, country music singer Lori Morgan married singer John Randall. In 2000, Jewel streamed a concert for charity online, becoming one of the first artists to stream their concerts online. In 2006, the Recording Industry Association of America sent letters to 16 colleges threatening legal action against the schools if they didn't stop students from illegally downloading songs through the campus computer servers. In 2008, MTV's music interview show Total Request Live ended its original run. The show ran for 20 seasons, helped to usher in the boy band and nu metal eras, and has since been rebooted. In 2010, Avril Lavigne divorced Derek Whibley from Sum 41. In 2014, Solange Knowles married music video director Alan Ferguson. And in 2019, Donny and Marie Osmond, the aforementioned Donny and Marie Osmond, ended their 11-year Las Vegas residency at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino after 1,730 performances. They were originally signed up to only do a 6-week residency. In award ceremonies that were held on November the 16th, in 2001, a statue of singer and politician Sonny Bono was dedicated in the town where he was mayor in the 1980s, Palm Springs, California. In 2003, Luther Vandross and Jennifer Lopez were among the big winners at the American Music Awards, and in 2005, the Eurythmics, the Kinks, and Pink Floyd were inducted into the United Kingdom Music Hall of Fame. Albums that were released on November the 16th include in 1964 when Aretha Franklin released Running Out of Fools. In 1966, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas released Watch Out. In 1970, Stephen Stills released his self-titled album. The J. Geils Band released their self-titled album. And Grand Funk Railroad released not their self-titled album. They released a live album. Tried to be different. In 1973, the Kinks released Preservation Act 1. In 1977, Natalie Cole released Thankful. In 1981, Chic released Take It Off. In 1987, Rick Astley released Whenever You Need Somebody. In 1993, the Pointer Sisters released Only Sisters Can Do That. And also on that same day, Carly Simon released Romulus Hunt, a family opera. Us Three released Hand on the Torch. Blondie released Blonde and Beyond. And Heart released Desire Walks On. In 1999, Dr. Dre released 2001, and Korn released Issues. In 2010, Bruce Springsteen released The Promise, the Darkness on the Edge of Town story, and the Beatles catalog became available for the very first time on iTunes. Singles that were released on November the 16th include in 1964 when Aretha Franklin released Winter Wonderland. In 1966, Paul Revere and the Raiders released Good Thing. In 1967, Aretha was at it again, this time releasing Mockingbird. In 1977, Lynyrd Skynyrd released What's Your Name? Little Girl, What's Your Name? Great song. In 1981, Tommy Two-Tone released the classic 8675309 Jenny, and feel bad for anybody who has that phone number, because man. In 1987, R.E.M. released It's the End of the World as We Know It and I Feel Fine, a classic hit from them. In 1993, Bryan Adams and Rod Stewart with Sting released All for Love. That was from the Robin Hood soundtrack, if memory serves. In 1998, Metallica released Turn the Page. In 1999, R.E.M. was at it again, this time releasing The Great Beyond. In 2002, Aaliyah released Miss You. In 2004, Alicia Keys released Karma. And Kelly Clarkson released Since You've Been Gone, a huge hit for her. And in 2019, Harry Styles released his Grammy Award-winning song, Watermelon Sugar. Before we continue, we'd like to tell you that we've started Season 2 of the Music History In-Depth podcast, where we go more in-depth on some of the events that we mention on this particular podcast. The Music History In-Depth podcast drops every Tuesday on this podcast network. Now, back to the Music History Today podcast. Artists who were born on November the 16th include the father of the blues, composer and musician W.C. Handy, Trevor Pennock of O-Town, Brian Abrams of Color Me Bad, Christian Lorenz of Rammstein, singer Diana Krall, Manny Moorfield of the Stone Roses, Harry Rushikoff of Concrete Blonde, singer Patti Santos, singer Chai Coltrane, singer-songwriter Dan Penn, John Rainiers of the Monotones, James Brown's guitarists Troy Seals, singer Blue Lovett of the Manhattans, Garnett Mims of Garnett Mims and the Enchanters, singer Bob Gibson, composer Ben Wiseman, Atlantic Records co-founder Herb Abramson, jazz guitarist Eddie Condon, composer Paul Hindemith, Josh Silver of Type O Negative, Eric Judy of Modest Mouse, blues guitarist Hubert Sumlin, Paul Raymond of UFO, Chris Clayton of Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble, Dave Kushner of Velvet Revolver, country music singer Mason Ramsey, singer Park Hyung-sik of ZEA, and rapper Flip De Niro. Artists who unfortunately passed away on November the 16th include violinist Nathaniel Schuttenbach, pianist George Osborne, songwriter Sam Francis Smith, who wrote the lyrics to the American song My Country 'Tis of Thee, which he then put to the music of the British song God Save the King. He passed away in 1895 at the age of 87. Also passing away, opera singer and actor Joseph Schmidt, blues singer O.V. Wright, trombone player Vic Dickinson, cellist Leonard Rose, the composer of Singapore's national anthem Zubir Said, opera singer Lucia Pop, gospel music singer Dan Smith, gospel music singer Harvey Watkins, Dino Valenti of Quicksilver Messenger Service, gospel singer J.D. Sumner of J.D. Sumner and the Stamps, rapper Joe C., who was Kid Rock's sidekick, especially during the era of the album Devil Without a Cause. DJ Screw, jazz pianist Tommy Flanagan, the conductor of the New Orleans Symphony Orchestra from 1944 to 1952, Massimo Fresia, singer Rusty Gill, singer and actor Sir Edward Woodward, songwriter Scott English, jazz guitarist Mick Goodrick of the Liberation Music Orchestra, entertainer extraordinaire Mr. Robert Clary, the drummer George Brown of Kool and the Gang, jazz musician Jerry Wheel, and record producer J. David Sachs. Next on the Music History Today podcast, it is November the 17th when in 1980, John Lennon released his last album while he was still alive, Double Fantasy.